Hello, my name is Shakira, and in this presentation I will be explaining and justifying my Year 5 persuasive writing lesson. This lesson is built around evidence-based practices, alignment to the New South Wales syllabus English, and strategies that promote success for all my students. The focus of the lesson is persuasive writing. Students are learning to construct a persuasive paragraph with a clear opinion and supporting reasons. This lesson aligned to the New South Wales English Outcomes EN3 2A and EN3 7C and supports the development of written expression and argument structure. The students' prior learning includes identifying persuasive language and discussing strong opinions orally. The two diverse learners that this lesson caters to is an EALD student who benefits from visuals and scaffolds, and a student with autism who requires routine and sensory regulation such as noise-cancelling headphones and sensory fidget toys and structured learning spaces. The lesson sequence follows a gradual release of responsibility model. I do, we do, you do. I begin with modelled writing using a writing prompt and a think aloud to unpack the structure and language choices. This supports all learners by making thinking visible and linking to Vygotsky's zone of proximal development. Shared writing allows students to co-construct a persuasive paragraph, reinforcing the text structure and encouraging collaboration. During independent writing, students use a scaffold that helps sequence their ideas. Word banks, visual cues, and planning scaffolding ensure access for all. Throughout the lesson, the success criteria based on Hattie's visible learning is explicitly referred to and used as a guide for self-monitoring and feedback. To support my EALD student, I use a visual word bank, relevant vocab, and provide bilingual support through visuals and images where possible. The scaffolding supports the development of vocabulary and sentence structure in English. For the student with autism, I provide a visual schedule, sensory regulation strategies such as noise-cancelling headphones and fidget toys, and clear step-by-step instructions using visual task cards. Differentiation is embedded through the Universal Design for Learning principles and Tomlinson's differentiated instructional framework. These practices ensure all students have equal access to the content and can demonstrate their learning in supported ways. This is aligned with the AITSL standards 1.5 and 1.6, which focus on catering to diverse learning needs and students with a disability. Formative assessment is implemented throughout the lesson to inform teaching and guide students. At the start of my lesson, I begin with an entry ticket, where students respond to a prompt like, "Do you agree that homework should be banned?" This gives me, as the teacher, an insight into their ability to express an opinion and helps me adapt the support provided. During independent writing, I use an observation checklist and conduct short one-on-one discussions, providing immediate feedback linked to the success criteria. Students engage in peer assessment using the 2 stars and a wish method. This structured peer feedback builds critical thinking and reinforces the success criteria. These practices reflect Black and Williams' principles of assessment for learning, focusing on feedback and learner involvement in the assessment process. The lesson is sequenced in a way that supports student focus and engagement. The first thing is the entry ticket and the activity to activate prior knowledge. Number 2 is modelled writing using a prompt and think aloud strategy. The third is shared writing, co-constructing a persuasive paragraph with the whole class. Number 4 is peer feedback and whole class reflection. Each phase builds on the last, offering scaffolding, practice, and application with embedded differentiation and formative feedback throughout. The lesson aligns with the New South Wales English Syllabus Outcomes EN32A and EN37C. It incorporates and embeds general capabilities such as literacy, critical and creative thinking, personal and social capabilities. Cross-curriculum priorities are addressed through culturally responsive teaching and inclusive practices. The lesson meets AITSL standards for the proficient level, including 1.5 and 1.6, differentiating for diverse learners, 3.2 and 3.4, well-structured lessons and thoughtful resource selection, and 5.1 and 5.2, using and providing effective formative assessment. This lesson plan demonstrates my commitment to inclusive practice and student-centered pedagogy. By implementing differentiation, formative assessment and curriculum alignment, it supports engagement and success for all my learners and students. Thank you for viewing my presentation.